What's up? Hey, Mimi. What's up, boo? What up? Hey, Xavier. How you doing, baby? I can't find my lip gloss. I don't know where I put it. It's around here somewhere, child. It's around here somewhere. Jonathan. Hey, Abby. I was just getting ready to text you, girl. What's up? What's up? Oh, here go my lip gloss. I knew it was somewhere around here. Hey, dark chocolate. What up, y'all? Chocolate Bay. Hey, boo. Where's my two-piece? Y'all, Chocolate Bay owe me a two-piece. Hey, Mr. Zudi. Chocolate Bay owe me a two-piece, y'all. With the sweet tea, that's what I need, and a biscuit. But I need a fresh biscuit. I don't want no old hard biscuit. I need a fresh biscuit. Hey. What's up, y'all? So listen, my brain hurt. I have a headache. But I was already going to come live with y'all for a little while. And then I saw that the Red Table Talk dropped. I said, well, I know that's what everybody going to be talking about. So let's go on. I'm going to give y'all an hour. We're going to talk for a good hour. And then I got to take a nap because before I forget, the Justice League will be talking tonight. Hey, what's up, sis-in-law in the house? The Justice League will be talking tonight on my channel. We'll be talking about the first episode. Well, no. Well, I guess we'll talk about episode 1 and 2. I'm sure we'll get into episode 1. But we'll be talking about G-Status ATL Hustle. So if you guys watch that, meet us back over here. And we will have a special guest. Jamar84 will be with us. So looking forward to that. I think the only person I might be missing might be Yes Bitch, because I think he has to go to work tonight. But we're going to try to get everybody at least for a few minutes, child. You got to take a nap and put on your face. Well, I'm not putting on no face. Y'all got the face just now. Because I don't feel like it. I might put on my face tomorrow. Because y'all, my mama let me out of quarantine tomorrow, y'all. She said I can come over to the house. So we're going over to the house. But I told her that it is still my birthday. And we have not celebrated with the family. And so I expect a cake and balloons tomorrow. Yeah, so that's where I'm going tomorrow. So I may put a little face on tomorrow since I'm gonna be with the family, and then we have a virtual my aunt and uncle their 50th anniversary, and their daughter's throwing them a virtual surprise party. So we're gonna all be on Zoom. That's the one, my cousin that lives in Africa. So I'm sure that they have her thinking that the Zoom is going to be just my cousin that's in Africa, and it's going to be all of us on the Zoom. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow evening. Hey, what's up, Tree Bams? Little baby. Hey. So yeah, so I said I'm hungry. I ate earlier, but I don't know, I'm still hungry. So I'm gonna take me a little nap, order me something to eat, and get ready for that. Anyway, so listen. So unless you've been living under a tree, y'all know that last week, I believe, that August Alsina dropped this bombshell that him and Jada Pinkett Smith had an affair. If you cut through all of the enlightenment talk and the double entendres and the big vocabulary, and you cut through the bullshit, basically what he said was him and Jada Pinkett Smith had an affair. Now, if you remember, I mean, for those of you who pay attention to celebrity news, I know everybody doesn't pay attention. Oh, thank you, Tree Bams. There were rumors that the two of them were having an affair when it was going on. Because remember, at first, when he first started hanging out with the Smith family, the rumor was that him and Willow were hooking up. But then those rumors very quickly switched over to him and Jada. And at the time, I don't recall either one of them speaking on it. I don't recall either one of them making a statement one way or the other. And then after a while, you just sort of they just kind of floated. They just kind of separated. You didn't see him anymore. And he was very sick. He went through a long illness. And he really almost died. Then I read somewhere, and I don't remember where it was, y'all. It was probably the Shade Room or something along those lines, where he wasn't saying it, but people were saying that he was heartbroken over the way Jada treated him, and he was upset at how that whole situation went down. But that didn't come from him. I read that on some gossip site. So somebody in his camp, I guess, called the blogs or whatever. Then last week he did an interview with Angela Yee, and he was saying that basically he was coming from the attitude, again, you got to cut through all of the spiritual enlightenment, and y'all know people like that talk like this, and you got to just be like, give me the. But if you cut through what he was saying, basically what he was saying was, I almost died. And when you face death head on, you know that tomorrow is not promised. And I'm no longer going to live my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chocolate Babe, for sharing my video. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Classic Coco. Thank you, baby. I'm no longer interested in keeping secrets, whether they be mine or anybody else's. And he said, and he spoke on the affair as it was. He didn't speak on it, in my opinion. He didn't speak on it from a salacious point of view. He spoke on it from the point of view of, this is what I went through, and this is what I processed. This is how I dealt with it. And I felt like he spoke from the point of view of how it affected him. Not so much what the affair was, but that he really was in love with her. And he really thought that they had a connection. And then she sort of just kind of dropped him without a whole lot of processing there. And he did speak on getting permission from Will, kind of shit. Now, here's where I get upset. Jada's first response to everything was, it didn't happen. He's just tripping. It was in his head. Like, she wanted us to believe that he was lying. She was, and almost from the point of view of, I'm Jada Pinkett Smith. Of course you'll believe me and not him. And how dare you think that I would do something like that? He's clearly crazy. And I think she really thought that people were just going to go with it because she is Jada. And when it didn't go that way, when people didn't buy into it, when people were really questioning it, and when people were believing him and not her, then it was, well, I guess I got to take myself to the Red Table Talk. Now, did y'all remember how fast T.I. ass got to that Red Table Talk when he made them comments about his daughter and going to the gynecologist? Like, I felt like he was at the Red Table Talk in like 24 hours. I said, well, damn. Same thing with Snoop. Did y'all see how fast Snoop got to the Red Table Talk when he made them comments about Gayle? Oh, yeah, he was there quick. But for some reason, it seemed like it took like a week for Jada to find her way to the Red Table Talk and the Red Table in her garage. I didn't understand. And then in the time frame from when she announced she was going to go on the Red Table Talk to today, we had all of these comments that were being made from Will's sister, her mother. It was another family member that spoke on it. And I knew the shit was real when her mother made the statement that her mother made. Her mother said, well, we all make mistakes. Something to the effect of, we all make mistakes. I said, well, hell, I don't need to hear Jada's Red Table Talk. Her mama just admitted that it happened. We all make mistakes. And it was some enlightened statement. But basically what she said was, we all make mistakes. So I was like, well, hell, I don't need to hear. I don't need the Red Table. Because let's be clear. All I cared about was hearing Jada say whether it happened or didn't happen. And if it did happen, at the end of the day, it's not my, at the end of the day, none of this shit is my business. Let's be clear. But if it's out there, we're going to talk about it. But if she denied it, then I really wanted to hear her explanation. Like, I really wanted to hear her break down why this man would do what he did to her and her family if she was going to stick to her lie. You see what I'm saying? But once her mother said that, I said, well, hell, then I already know what this is. They're planting these little seeds as we go so that when we get to the red table talk, people will kind of have a, oh, is that what happened, Jada? You see what I'm saying? And I guess she also had to convince Will to do the shit. Because once again, why Will there? I don't care about Will. Why Will there? Will ain't got nothing to do with this. But I didn't look at the whole thing. Let me be perfectly candid and full disclosure. I did not look at the whole thing. But from what I did look at, it sounded like what they were doing was rehashing their marriage. Because let's be clear, remember, we've already had the red table talk with Will and Jada talking about how their marriage almost ended and how they were separated for a while, and but then they decided that that they were not going to get divorced, and whatever they had to do to make it work, they were going to make it work. And that's why they stopped calling their relationship a marriage and started calling it they were life partners. I was like, because when they did that whole thing, it was about a year or so ago. When they did that whole thing, I was like, so what does that mean? You're no longer married. Consider yourself married. You just consider yourself life partners. So does that mean that basically y'all are just never going to get divorced no matter what one person does to the other? But again, if you like it, I love it. Shit, I don't pay no bills in their house. You know what I'm saying? I probably couldn't afford the water bill in their house. Let's be clear. So if you like it, I love it. But I felt like the red table talk was just them reiterating and regurgitating that whole story. Y'all already told us that. So basically what you're saying to us is the first time y'all gave us this whole what our marriage was and how our marriage was on the brink and how we brought it back, you forgot the part about you having an affair. Is that kind of what we getting? Like, oh, remember when we told y'all about our marriage being really bad and how we were getting ready to be divorced and how we separated? Yeah, I had an affair with the 20-year-old. Like, is that the part? Like, because and then y'all almost act like y'all didn't understand. Well, this was old shit. Why he bringing up old shit? Because he want to. It's his story as much as it is yours. Now, we can sit here and talk about, the code and side chick codes and all that. Like, okay, that's cool. We know. The side chick ain't supposed to say nothing. We got that. But it's just as much his story as it is yours. And if you want to tell his story, it's his business to tell his story. That's how I feel about it. I mean, would I have told my story? Probably not. But if he want to tell the story, let him tell his story. Because again, he's coming from the point of view of, look, I almost died. I just don't want to leave up out of here with nothing on my conscience. Hey, mama, where my neighbor going? Oh, he taking stuff. He taking stuff to the dumpster. Where do he got to go to? What side he taking to the dumpster? Every once in a while, they park the homeowners association puts a big old dumpster, like industrial dumpster out there, like twice a year, and we can throw away bulk trash. And so that's my neighbor. He carrying something over there. I don't know. I don't think I had nothing this time. Last time I had a bunch of stuff. I don't have nothing this time. I do have a desk, but I really don't want to throw the desk away. It's nothing wrong with the desk. It's not trash. I just don't want it anymore. Anyway, I'm okay back here. Okay, let me read some of these comments, y'all. Hey, Brianna. Hey, Markel. Let me see. Let me go back up. Let me read the comments. He was too involved. She wasn't. When she saw he was too involved, she put some distance. I really want to care, but I don't. That's Eddie. She don't care about child. She don't care. When did she say it never happened? She made it seem like folks lied. She claimed she never spoke on it. She made a comment. She did make she made a response like immediately when it first happened. But I think she probably regretted speaking so soon. She did say something, and again, y'all know they don't speak in like plain English. They speak in big English. But what she was saying was basically like she basically said it didn't happen. I don't remember. I don't want to misquote her. I don't remember exactly word for word, but her first statement, she made a statement immediately after it happened. After he did his interview, she made a statement like within a couple of hours, and basically it was, "Oh, poor baby, oh," like that's how I read it. That's how I interpreted it. But she did speak on it. What's up, Lamone? Mm-hmm. You know what he said? I don't trust Jada, but I do think she got. Well, she must have some good coochie, child, because she got the man crazy, child. I think it was 24 hours. Oh, you talking about the red table talk? Same here, Abby. I'm married person. A married person never leaves. What? A married person never leaves. Child. I wish they never said anything because we know it was true last year when he made that damn song. Oh, maybe that's what it was when I'm thinking about when he made the song. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Jada working on a snapper. What? You know what? I just feel like, yeah, you admitted it, but you kind of made light jokes of the fact you hurt someone knowing you were not leaving. And that's okay. I'm gonna get to that when I get done with the comments. I'm gonna get to that, Yana. Did you notice Will look pissed? I'm gonna get to that too. I don't look at it. I got clip notes. See, and that's it. Me too. I'm not. I can't. I'm not. Anytime you ask a woman husband to smash, you know she's not leaving. Anytime. Oh, child. Jada says she can do her thing on her side, and Will does his on the other side, and they'll continue to be married. See, I don't. To me, I don't want a marriage like that. Like, what's the purpose in that? I don't just to say you're still married, but if you are not honoring what marriage is, and I don't know, that can go in so many directions because everybody's marriage can look different. But what's the purpose if you're going to sleep with other people and he's going to sleep with other people and y'all are going to share your emotions with other people? What's the purpose of being married? Just get divorced and become really good friends. Like, I don't. Will and Jada were telling half truths because she said it ended years ago, but just 2 years ago, August was on the Red Table Talk. Why is Will pissed though? Will's pissed because she put him into this shit. Because again, I don't understand. I'd be pissed too because I'd be like, why am I here? This don't have nothing to do with me. This between you and that dude that you had an affair with that couldn't keep his mouth shut. All my women quiet because trust and believe Will got some. Please don't think that Will don't have nothing up in the bush, okay? Because if that's how they rolling in the Smith household, well, we'll just keep his on a tighter leash. They just got that NDA, and he taking care of them. That's why he was pissed. He was pissed because she sloppy. They're not. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Where I go? Hey, Candy! Listen, Candy, we need to talk, girl. My girl, Candy Peterson, is in the room. That's my girl right there. They're not going to break up. That enterprise, the Smiths are a multi-million-dollar empire, and divorce will be detrimental to it. Yes and no. I mean, I think it would bruise their ego more than anything else because trust and believe, both of them had money when they got married. Certain things were put in place. Anything that they did together as a couple, I promise you that if Jada's lawyers didn't, Will's lawyers did, make sure that anything that they went to jointly was covered, and for any dissolvement of the empire, like they'd be all right. Like it'd be different if they were both broke when they got married, but they weren't. He was the bigger star when they got married, but I promise you, they're covered. Especially living in a state like California. Oh, they're covered. That ain't child. Now, Markel, I don't necessarily agree with what you said. You said they had an entanglement at the same time. They both grown. So why the media made a huge issue, but I think Jada spoke her truth. Well, you know why the media is going to make a huge issue. They're Will and Jada Smith. They have flaunted their perfect marriage in our faces for many, many years. And then when they came on the Red Table Talk a few years ago, they admitted that it's not so perfect and that they've had some issues. And so, of course, I mean, it's salacious. It's what we do in this society. At the end of the day, it really ain't none of our business, but that's what we do when you're in this spot. And that's another reason why when people try to create this perfect unity, at some point, people are going to criticize it. Like, I still remember Jada Pinkett, an interview she did with Essence. It was either Essence or Ebony, one of them black magazines. This wasn't a few years ago. This was a while back, and she was talking about her and Will's marriage, and she was talking about how they take a shower together every morning so that they can start their morning together, and da 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 da, and how they make love every day, and da da da. And I'm like, ain't no way in hell. First of all, I ain't believing when she said it. Second of all, ain't no way in hell you can maintain that. Even if it were true in that moment, you can't maintain that. Like, nobody can maintain that. Like, y'all take a shower together every morning. Come on now, stop it. I love seeing Jada be so emotionally honest and admit her faults. Child. So Jeff, child. At the end, I was thinking Jada and Will should do a love action film. Her representative said to the press the next day that it didn't happen. Right. So her representative is speaking for her. Jada basically used August and that and that eggplant. Having someone that much younger interested in her like that probably did make her feel good. Jada did to August what the Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. I don't know her. Okay. Supposedly, August quit calling her. Let's talk about August's fine 27-year-old ass. You know what, Candy? um, the people say Will's girlfriend is some 20-something model in Europe, and let's not forget those Dwayne Martin rumors. Yeah, I mean, those are rumors until, listen, the way I feel about whenever people start making comments about somebody being closeted and all of that, until they come clean, I don't want to put that on nobody. First of all, because I don't know, and I ain't in the business of putting nothing on somebody that they ain't give me. So I've heard the rumors, but until Will Smith, that's just like Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill. Until one of them want to come clean, I don't think they share their emotions with other people. That's why August mad. Jada was fixing him, but was never revealing her full self because she's in love with Will. I really think at the end of the day, I think the bottom line was he got more caught up than she did. And I think somebody already said that earlier. He got more caught up than she did, and at a certain point, she had to pull back. Like, he fell in love with her, and I don't believe she fell in love with him. Not that way. She probably had very strong feelings for him, and she probably cared about him a lot. But for her, like y'all, I think like all of y'all are kind of saying, for her, it just wasn't what it was for him. And we see it happen all the time with men and women. We see women get way more caught up than men. But in this case, it just the roles were reversed. And yeah, it was a little cougar action going on. It was a little cougar action going on. Jada be using that bullshiggity Scientology talk. Speak in paradise. Listen, listen. I do think they be dibbling dabbling in the Scientology, and I don't know about y'all. Have y'all done some research on? I shouldn't say that word. Have y'all done research on them people? Because you know they powerful. They might shut my shit down. Go look at Leah Remini's documentaries on her documentary series. It's on Netflix. Y'all go watch that. Yeah, I'll go see what I'm talking about. I think it was the Johnny Roscoe, the one with the shrimp and scallops. Okay, I have no idea. Y'all talking about my salad yesterday? Yeah, that's what I had yesterday. Yeah, the little baby's right. The Johnny Roscoe. That's it. Hey, just read my book. How you doing? The Kardashian Jenner clan is laughing their asses off. That's the same thing Niecy Nash tried to sell us. Her and her husband, they had this perfect marriage and a blowjob a day, keep the other women away, and next thing you know, they's getting divorced, child. And again, I think people always say, well, why do you care? Why do you care? Y'all bring us into that shit. I didn't ask you how often you gave your husband a blowjob. I didn't ask those questions. Like, the fact that you are married and you with your man, I'm happy for you. And when it doesn't work out, I'm sorry to hear that. But y'all be giving us TMI. So, like the August I've seen the Jada's Pinkett thing, again, y'all have built, when I say y'all, I mean the Smiths. Hey, Miss Old School, the Smiths have built up this mindset, this idea that they had this perfect marriage. They were the blueprint. You understand what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we know from our real lives that nothing is perfect. We get that. And even when they called themselves coming clean and telling us about the trouble in their marriage and the problems and the things they went through, you forgot a whole affair. Now, did she owe that to us? No, she did not. But what I'm saying is, you told us what you wanted us to know, and that's fair. Because we don't need to know more than what you're telling us. But when the other party involved decides to tell their truth, don't make it seem like he crazy. It was all in his head. It didn't happen. And like I said, I only think that they did the red table talk because we didn't accept that story. And I say we, I mean we as in the public. We didn't accept that story. Like, y'all made this whole storyline that, when Jada was like, it didn't happen, I honestly think that the Smiths expected that was going to be the end of it. But see, that wasn't the end of it. Because they're America's sweethearts, I think everybody just assumed that people would assume that they were right and that everybody else was lying. You see what I'm saying? That wasn't cougaring. That boy, just now 27, that was saber-tooth tigering. Okay, all right. I know from here on out, everyone I mess with are going to be called entanglement. Right. See, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying they use that language to try to do all of this and make you not understand what the fuck they really saying. What you had an affair with the boy, period. An entanglement. You had an affair, and it's okay. Like, okay. Like, I'm not judging you. If they're Scientologists, that could be another reason they won't get divorced. You saw how Katie Holmes had to leave her marriage like she was Tyson. Listen. Tyrion. I'm sorry, I said Tyson. Tyrion. Hold on. Oh. I just got a text message from my county executive to tell us we still in phase 2. We're not moving to phase 3. Okay. I'm still in phase 1. Yeah. My house. Right here. Anyway, so let's get back to those other 2 comments. The one about why did Will look pissed and about how flippant they were acting. Again, I'm not responsible for your emotions. So Jada is not responsible for how August feels. Meaning, if for her, she wants to sit there and laugh and joke and make light of it, I think it's in poor taste, but it's definitely her right to do that. I think Will looked pissed because, like I already said, Will was like, how did I get here? To quote Abby's, cue Abby, how did we get here? Like, why the fuck am I here? To retell the story that I done already told. But I do think they were a little bit clearer today. If you go back and look at those old table talks, today Will was point blank like, yeah, I didn't even know if I ever wanted to speak to your ass again. Like, I was done with you. We were getting a divorce. It was a wrap. And if you go back and look at those old table talks, he wasn't that clear. Because again, they were using that, spiritual enlightenment conversation. And I think that was his mindset. But again, y'all didn't make it seem like it was that. And the other thing that I found interesting, if you go back and look at those old table talks, Will put it all on himself in the old ones. Like, I became this and I didn't do this for her and I wasn't here for her and I this and I that. He put a lot of it on himself. Today, he was like, yeah, I was done with you. It was a wrap. I didn't even know if I wanted to speak to your ass no more. And I was like, oh, so wait a minute. Maybe we coming up off of him making this, falling on the sword a little bit. If anybody saw those old table talks, correct me if I'm wrong. That's how I took it. Did y'all take it any differently? They're like Hillary and Bill Clinton. They have a legal partnership, free to do what they want. Well, yeah, that's where they are now. Yeah, yeah. I think we go from we met him as a friend, then Jada got into a relationship with him. Probably was a lot. I wonder what Will's final straw was to head to never speaking to Jada again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but today his attitude today was totally different. If you look at those old table talks, when they were talking about their marriage, I still remember them telling the story about her. Was it her 50th birthday party or her 40th birthday party? And I think she told him she didn't want to have a party. But then he did a party anyway, like did a surprise party, and it was over the top, and it was this, and it was that, and it had this, and I think some celebrity sang and all this other stuff. And she was saying how miserable she was because, you know, and he was like, yeah, I didn't listen to her. She said that she didn't want a party, and I wasn't taking my partner's feelings into consideration. And and I realized that that party wasn't about her, it was about me and my ego. And even when he was saying it in that moment, I was like, no, I think it was about you wanting to do something nice for your wife. I don't think it was about, I mean, other than the fact that she said she didn't want a party and you did one anyway, but people do that all the damn time. I didn't, even when they were telling the story, I felt like he was taking the blame for shit that wasn't on him. Because I didn't understand how they jumped from he gave her a birthday party she didn't want to. It was my ego. That party was all about me. It was what I wanted. I was like, I thought you just wanted to do something nice for your wife, and because y'all rich, you did what rich people do. You went over the top. Like I didn't correct y'all. Tell me in the chat if y'all wrong. Get to I'd be like Hakeem, get to the mess, child. Not Hakeem, child. I only seen two table talks. Those hoes are you know what? My thing is I see the ones because I used to, at one point I was going to review the Red Table Talk, but first of all, at one point she was dropping them shits too fast. I was like, every other day I looked up, it was another Red Table Talk. And then she started talking about shit I wasn't interested in. And then I started getting frustrated with that double talk. I don't like give it to me straight, no chaser. I don't like that spiritual talking in metaphor shit. I don't like that. Just tell me, like today, we had an entanglement. What the fuck does that mean? Y'all had an affair. Like, it's okay. You can say y'all had an affair. It's okay. It's okay. Like, we already know you had an affair. So it's okay to just say the words. You know what I mean? And if you weren't, and I almost wish they just didn't say nothing. Because if you weren't ready to really just be like, I did it, and it's okay. It's okay to not say nothing. Beyonce don't say shit. If it ain't in her music, Beyonce don't say shit. She did a whole album about lemonade. Did she ever do an interview? Nope. And all we doing is, I mean, and y'all Beyonce fans correct me because I could be wrong because y'all know I don't follow her like that, but I could be wrong. But I don't remember her giving no big Oprah reveal, no 2020 interview expose. I don't remember all of that happening. I remember her dropping the album and y'all making a lot of assumptions about what she was talking about. I don't remember Beyonce sitting down with Oprah talking about what Jay-Z did to her. I remember an album coming out and us making, when I say us, y'all, because I don't give a fuck, making a lot of connections. That's how I did. You know what I mean? So it's okay for her not to say nothing. And it just would have been August Alsina because at a certain point, nobody would have cared anymore because if they can't get the other side of the story, then it don't matter. Like, let her tell her side of the story, and then the rest of us will make whatever assumptions, innuendos, connect the dots, all the shit that we do. And after like a week or so, we'd have moved on to something else. Jay-Z did the interview on Tidal about his affairs. Right. Did Beyonce say nothing? I don't remember Beyonce saying nothing. Hey, Natalia. I was thinking about you the other day. I was thinking about you the other day. I said, I hadn't seen Natalia in my chat in a while. I was thinking about, I knew you, I see you on Instagram, so child, I know you know. Then they talked about the Willow cutting her hair and the party because she was trying to force the image of the family on the family so they couldn't be real BS. Huh? Danny, I don't understand nothing you just said. The family on the family so they couldn't be real. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't understand nothing you just said. It's karma. He cheated and left his wife and child for Jada. She said years ago that when they met, he had to keep her out of the streets, drinking, drugging, and hoeing. What? What? Okay. Jada reminds me a lot of, as far as that whole mannerism thing, she reminds me a lot of Tina Turner. Tina Turner is from Nutbush, Tennessee. Now, I just came from Tennessee. I wasn't in Nutbush, but I just came from Tennessee. How she get a European accent? Jada is from the hood of Baltimore. I mean, the hood. Y'all know what Baltimore people sound like. And you hear Jada talk now, and she's so, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it reminds me of that. You know, you don't hear the accent and all of that. And I also think that's another part of what we get to. And that's what like at the end of the day, you are what you are who you are. And I ain't judging them. Like I don't feel any, I don't hate them or dislike them or look at them crazy or nothing like that. But I do think that they have put way too much. I think at the end of the day, they put way too much emphasis on public opinion. Because I think if they weren't concerned about public opinion, I think they would have gotten divorced and it wouldn't have been an issue. Because I don't think they would have been together if and when the affair would have gone down. I don't think they would have still been together. But I think part of why they have not divorced is because of this. Some of it might be what you said, little baby, about the corporation they built and there's money entanglement and all of that. But I really don't think that's the major issue. I think the major issue is that they have built their brand off of being Black Hollywood royalty, the good guy. You know, Will is the good guy. You know, always got a joke for you, always got to laugh. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see Will as the villain. Nobody wants to see Will as the guy that cheated on his wife or left his wife. You know what I'm saying? And even with Jada, like nobody wants to see Jada as the woman who cheated. Like nobody wants to see her as, oh my gosh, you cheated on Will. You know, I think that's where a lot of this comes from. Is that reality that they created that they didn't want to admit didn't work, you know? I remember when Will was taking all the blame, it sounded like they had gone through a lot of therapy and found the root of the problem. Yeah, it did. And I believe they probably did. I believe they went through therapy. Child, Madonna in that damn British accent, bitch, you from Detroit. Stop it. She pronounces her too correctly, yeah, because you know how them Baltimore people were. That was the stupid talk Jada said on the Red Table Talk about them. Oh, okay. I'm about to say because that shit make no sense. She said that Will wouldn't let them be real, and that's why they're in trouble. But I feel like she put on the front as much as Will did. I feel like you go back and look at Jada. I, I feel like once Jada got with Will, she sort of. If you look at interviews of Jada Pinkett pre Will Smith, and then you look at interviews post Will Smith, there's a distinct difference. And again, I'm not saying that they're wrong for shielding themselves, for not being so candid about their private life. I'm not saying they're wrong for it. I'm just saying let's not pretend that that doesn't exist. That is that they did that. I'm gonna tell you, right? Madonna is from Michigan. She's from a suburb outside of Detroit. But real life happens to all of us. They're no different. Absolutely, Candy. Absolutely. And that's why I'm not judging them. I'm not mad. Like, okay, you had an affair. You and your husband were going through some things and y'all had an affair. You had an affair. Shit, it happens all the time. And your side chick didn't know how to keep his mouth shut. It happens all the time. You just happen to be Black royalty. And so people gonna talk about it. People gonna dissect it. And in a week, we're gonna be talking about something else. But I almost wish they had just because we really had already stopped talking about it. Let's be clear. We had kind of stopped talking about it. You brought it back up by doing your red table talk, which you really should have just kept it to yourself. Jada was ghetto pre-Will. She absolutely was. Totally different chick prior to Will. She was a real hood chick. Didn't mind cussing you out. Will talked about having to stop her from doing that to him. I'm sure. Will has been cussed out many a time by Jada. I'm no doubt in my mind. Here I thought Madonna was foreign fish. That bitch homegrown. Child. Madonna is, yes, very homegrown. Tina spent all of her after Ike in Europe, thus the accent. Oh, I know where the accent comes from, but I find every time I hear her speak it, it just cracks me up. Every time I hear her talk, same thing with Madonna. Madonna lives in London now. Like, I get it. It just cracks me up every time I hear it. That's all. And let's be clear. Tina Turner can do whatever the fuck Tina Turner wants to do. Okay? Talking about royalty. I respect the queen. I still laugh every time I hear that British accent, though. And a week later, okay, hold on. And a week later, all of that, talking about all that's going on, child, this stuff been going on, nothing's new. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, you going to the red table talk is really what extended this story. Because I honestly think that August could have done his interview last week. I think that had y'all ignored it, yeah, we'd have talked about it for a couple of days. But let's be clear. Naya Rivera is missing, assumed dead. Trump trying to make us go back to school. Like, it's a lot of other stuff going on that would really deem us that we would be past this story by now. Like, it's not that serious, you know. But since you decided to speak to us, I'm going to speak on you speaking to us. That's what I do. Okay. That's what I do over here. I'm so happy to see Candy. Candy, you have got to come on. I'm on my other. Candy used to be my boss, y'all. When I worked at remember I told y'all I worked at the teachers union. Candy was my boss at the teachers union, and she's my friend too. But she was my boss at one time. And I'm gonna get Candy. I got to get you to come on to my other YouTube channel, the Teacher Project 2.0, where we just do all education issues. I need to get you to come on there. We're gonna talk about some stuff. Get you to come on my other channel, Candy. Candy is great. She used to do a lot of PR and stuff back in the day. And I know she ready for retirement now, honey. But I'm gonna pull you out of retirement a little bit, Candy. Get you to come on my channel so we can talk about some education issues. See, she said most definitely. And we haven't talked in a while, so that'll be a good conversation because we really haven't talked about. We haven't talked in a while, Candy. Oh man, I miss you. I do. I miss us hanging out. Candy was my dinner buddy. We would go out to dinner after work and we would talk for hours. Like we have shut down many restaurant, honey. You know where the people be looking at you like, I know y'all see nobody else here but y'all. Yeah, we've done that a couple of times. I'm still praying for Naya. Them people, only 6 people looking for her in that big ass lake. It makes my nerves bad. Yeah, I that whole story. I feel like this. I just feel like there's a lot to that story we're not getting. I don't know. I could be crazy. I don't know. Something with that story is weird. She's definitely gone, Abby. I absolutely believe she's gone. I absolutely believe she's gone. The question just for me is, and we'll never know the answer. Obviously, is what happened. Like, her son said that he saw her get in the water and she never. That was it. And so what got to you under the water that you drowned? You know. So I don't know. She clearly was an experienced swimmer to go swimming by herself like that. And I do hope that they find the body, just if nothing else, for closure for everybody, you know. Well, they said that lake, they said they've had a lot of drownings at that lake because there are trees under the water, I guess, where trees had fallen or something, and people have gotten snagged a lot. So, Yeah, exactly, Xavier. This what I'm gonna say. And again, I really don't want to speak. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, and I don't want to double guess people and all of that. But I was really, when I heard the story, I was thinking to myself, why would you go swimming by yourself with your child still in the boat? Your 4 year old still in the boat. I didn't understand that. And then why would you do it by yourself without putting on the life vest? Um, I mean, I don't know if that's something they've done regularly. Like maybe she's done that a couple of times before, and you know, but I just found that very curious that I just don't. As much as I love to swim, and as much and as good of a swimmer as I am, I don't know if I would have done that. Gone in the water while my child was in the boat, and we were like, it'd be different if it was other people there. It would even be different if it was a crowded area where you could see boats in the area, you know. But they were by themselves, they were secluded, and I don't know. I just would have made a different decision. And I'm again, I don't want to speak. Well, I say ill of the day. I'm assuming she's gone, you know. So I don't want it to come off like I'm like, oh, why? Because it is what it is, and it was a tragedy, and I'm not trying to blame her at this point. But I just when I heard that story, I was just kind of like, that was interesting. Yeah, the lake is said to have whirlpools, and it's about 100 feet deep in an area. I don't know if that was the fact in the area they were in, but a 30-foot depth is still too much. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, think about when you're in a pool, you go into 12 feet. Like, anyway, so we'll just pray. I pray for closure because I do think she's gone, but I just pray for closure that they're able to find the body. And so, you know, because y'all know how that is. If they don't never find the body, Lord, it'll be all sorts of conspiracy theories. They'll have her living with Jeff Epstein and Jimmy Hoffa down in Bermuda somewhere, child, before it's over with, child. So I heard both that mother and son were swimming together, but that the son got on the boat, but Naya didn't. But again, I would have, if we were swimming together and he got on the boat again, I would have gotten out of the water. He's 4. He's not a teenager. He's 4. But again, I'm just pray for the best. Pray for closure. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents on the red table talk, y'all. I just feel like you had an affair. He decided to tell his side of the story. And then when you did your red table talk, you made it about 500 other things other than the affair, and there's Will and Jada. Like like that is what Will and Jada does, child. It's Will and Jada, child. Last but not least, before I get out of here, so I can take me a little nap, because I don't know why I'm sleepy, y'all. I'm normally pretty good, but I'm a little sleepy, a little sleepy. Um, and I haven't figured out what I want for dinner. What should I eat for dinner, y'all? I'm not cooking. I'm going to go to the grocery store this weekend. I said I was going to go last week, but I didn't. I lied. But I'm going to go to the grocery store this weekend. Part of it is because that refrigerator is full of stuff. Like, it is full. Like, I don't know what all that stuff is. It's not mine. Because remember, I didn't go grocery shopping before I went on that trip. It belongs to either Pat or my niece. So, but I'm going to go grocery shopping this weekend, and so I can start eating. But what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight? A salad, because I want one. I ate a salad yesterday, and I actually had a salad at lunch today too. I had a kale salad with chicken from well, I put the chicken on it myself from Chick-fil-A. So I had a salad for lunch. Chocolate Bay, where my 2-piece? That could be my dinner. Where my 2-piece, Chocolate Bay? My 2-piece from Popeyes. I don't know. I want something that's going to deliver, y'all. I don't feel like going. Oh Lord. Last but not least, all right, y'all don't have no suggestions for me for dinner. Okay. Last but not least, so they released they're starting to release the promo for book 2 of Power. Y'all know it's called Ghost. It's the sequel with Tariq now. I guess Tariq now, it's gonna be Tariq's story. I guess how he becomes a kingpin child. I don't know. Hibachi, I hope you have the 15 and not order water with lemon. Huh? What you talking about, little baby? You hope I have the $15 and not order water with lemon. Do I ever go to Panera? The green goodness salad is really good. I'm not a big salad eater, y'all. What's in that, Brianna? What's in that? There's a Panera, but it's further down than I'm feel like driving. But there is a Panera. They used to have this really good Caesar salad one year. They stopped making it, but it was Caesar and was it Caesar and what was it? It was Caesar and oh, it was a Caesar and kale. The kale was mixed in with the lettuce, and it was a chicken. It was good. But then they stopped selling it. But it was so good. I loved it. It was so good. I'm excited for Power Book 2. I enjoyed the Power finale because I didn't consider it a serious finale, but the end of Jamie St. Patrick. Yeah, yeah. So it's supposed to debut in September, I think. Hold on, let me go back and double check. Oh, you talking about G status? Oh, because I was like, what? What are we limit? What? Let me see. It's coming in September. So in September we will get book 2. We will get Ghost book 2. Don't be like Mr. Fluid out, child. Yeah, Abby texted me. She had to text me, honey, because I was like, what? Because you know it's a hibachi that I do like. I do like that hibachi. Maybe I'll get hibachi. I like that hibachi restaurant. It's not too far from me. And I do like their hibachi. I usually get their chicken and shrimp with the vegetables. It's actually pretty good. With some spring rolls. It's not too far down. Maybe I may go there. They might deliver. If they have somebody, sometimes they'll deliver. Sure. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do with my hair next, y'all. Brianna, what's in the green goodness? I'm about to get off of here. I was waiting for you to tell me what's in the green goodness. Oh, you typing it now. My bad. It's a Cobb salad with avocado, bacon, egg, and greens. It's so good. They have good salads in general. Uh, mm. I would try it. I would try that. I would. I would try it. I don't know if I am going to try it, but I would try it. If I found myself in Panera, I don't know if I would make a special trip to Panera, but I would try it because I like eggs. I like bacon. I like the greens. I don't know about the avocado part, but if I decide I don't want it, I can always eat around it. Yeah, so maybe I'll do hibachi, you guys. Maybe I'll do hibachi. Oh, oh, Brianna, thank you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to cash out me, good. But if I find myself near Panera, I'll try it. Like I said, I ain't going out my way, but I'll try it, child. I used to go to Panera a lot when I worked at the jail because it was a Panera not too far. So I used to go to Panera when I worked out there, but I don't think I've been to Panera since I stopped working out there. So it's probably been a couple of years since I've been to Panera. So anyway, y'all, so it's been almost an hour. So I'm glad. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for those who came through. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed to me, but you're not subscribed to Ebby Reviews, please subscribe to Ebby Reviews. Ebby, what's our number? Where we at? What's the count, Ebby? What's the count? How close? Where we at? How many more people we need, honey? How many more people we need, girl? Ebby said wings. I think wings. I think the wing place delivers, but I don't know if I. The problem is I don't have a taste for anything. That's the problem. Like if I knew what I wanted, it'd be. I don't have like a overwhelming taste for anything. Although I am starting to lean towards the hibachi. I think I'm kind of leaning. Oh my gosh, y'all. Ebby is at 829, y'all. Woo-hoo. Y'all, we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We are almost there, y'all. We are almost there. I don't eat fish. I don't do fried fish. I like salmon. I like tuna. I don't do anything in between. I like salmon. I like tuna. I don't do fish. All right, y'all. So y'all know what that means. We on the road. Y'all know we on our road to 1,000 for Abby. So we almost there. Light at the end of the tunnel. Tunnel. All right. So anyway, you guys join us back here. Tax exemptions are around the corner. Yes, God. What? Tax exemptions for what? Tell me about the tax exemption, child. Child, I got called a number on Monday. I got a number to call because I still don't have my I still didn't get my stimulus, y'all. So they told me to call this number. I got called a number. I said I was gonna call on Monday because I wasn't calling today. By the time they gave me the number, it was like 3:00, and I was like, child, no. All right. Oh, the Y2. Oh, okay. I got you. All right, you guys. So I don't know what I'm gonna eat for dinner. I'll figure it out. Join me back here tonight at 9:30 for the Justice League. We'll be discussing G Status episodes 1 and 2, child. And with special guest Jamar 84. And we'll see how that go down. Y'all know how it is when we get together, honey. It's a fool and a hoot. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.